Hello, this is Kuntal Chakraborty, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department, Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JIS Group. I am just going to give a lecture on an important topic of 8085 microprocessor, that is a timing diagram. Timing diagram is basically a diagram by which the overall instructions execution process that can be drawn into a picture. So that is called the timing diagram. First, we will draw the timing diagram. First, before that, we will discuss the instruction cycles of 8085 microprocessor. Now, the instruction cycles in 8085 microprocessor, basically the time required to execute and fetch an entire instruction is called the instruction cycles. Basically, to execute an instructions, we need to execute or to fetch opcode that is stored into an address, and then we have to perform different cycles like input output, read, input output, write, memory read, memory write execution cycles. So first, to execute the opcode, the instruction is basically fetched by the address that is stored into the program counter, and that address that will be placed into the address bus, and that will basically point out the address where the opcode is stored, and these opcode that will be sent by to the instruction decoder by using the data bus, and where the instruction decoder decode the opcode, and by which microprocessor can understand what it have to perform. So this is the phase cycle, and next is the reading effective address, which is very important. The address given in instructions is read from main memory and required data is fetched. The effective address depends on direct addressing mode as well as or indirect addressing mode also. Now the execution cycles, after the opcode fetch, we need to read or write a memory, or we need to read or write input output device as well as. So now to execute cycles, these kind of cycles, we need some T states. So T states is basically nothing but the clock cycles, that is depends on the operating frequency of 8085 microprocessor. One time period of frequency of microprocessor is called the T states, and a T states is measured from the falling edge of one clock pulse to falling edge of the next clock pulse. So that is the instruction cycle by which the overall instructions that can be understand, or the overall instructions that can be fetch as well as execute. So next I'm just going to discuss the different cycles, that is the different machine cycles. So opcode fetch machine cycles, memory read machine cycles, memory write machine cycles, input output read machine cycle, input output write machine cycles. So these cycle status that can be seen by using the 3 pins status, that is IO/EMBA, S1, S0. This is nothing but the input output related operations or memory related operations. This basically specify. So now if it is 011, then that will be the opcode fetch, and obviously this is a read operations, because the opcode that is stored into a particular memory, if you want to fetch it, then obviously we need the read control signal, we have to provide it. And in case of memory read, the status that will be 010, and this is also a read operations, and memory write 001, and we have to provide a write signal here. And in case of IO read 110, this is nothing but a read operation, so the read signal that will be active low at this time. And in case of IO write, that is 101, and at that time the write signal that will be active low. So because this is a write operations, input output write operations. So these are the machine cycles that can be performed by 8085 microprocessor, and that can be drawn into a picture also. So first we will try to understand the opcode fetch. So this is the opcode fetch machine cycle. To fetch opcode in case of any instructions of 8085 microprocessor, we need 4 T states. So this is a opcode fetch machine cycle where we have 4 T states, T1, T2, T3 and T4. And to fetch it, first we have to address where the opcode is stored. So now if you see the data flow diagram, say the data is stored into a particular address of this memory. first we have to address this by using the address bus. So the program counter, the address that is stored into the program counter, that will be placed here into the address bus, and that will address a particular memory. So address basically divided into two parts. One is the higher order address and multiplex lower order address data bus. So that will be after the addressing, the data that will be placed into this data bus, and that will be come into the instruction register, and finally it will come into the instruction decoder. So after decoding, the microprocessor can understand what kind of instruction it has to perform. So that is the operation of the opcode fetch. And if we try to draw this diagram, so for the first T state, the address that is placed into the address bus, the higher order address that will be placed here, and the lower order address that will be placed into the multiplex lower order address data bus. And at that time, the in case of first T state, the ALE that will be high, because this is a address that will behave like an address bus. That's why ALE that will be high. And after that, the ALE for the remaining T states, T2, T3, and T4 T states, that will be active low. This is the memory related operations that will be, that's why IO/M bar that will be equal to 0. And I already discussed, in case of opcode fetch, the status will be the 0, 1, 1. So that's why here we are writing S1 is equal 1 and S0 is equal 1 here. So now in the first T states, no read operation is going on. So that's why that will be active, that will be high. And now we will consider T2 and T3 T states. For the higher order address that will be placed into the higher order address bus, and that will be remain same for the T2 and T3 T states. And now this multiplex address data bus now behave like a data bus for the T2 and T3 T states, and the data that will be placed into the data bus. So that's why a read operation is going on. So that will be active low, the read signal that will be low. So now the read operation is going on for these two T states. And after that, the completions of the read operations, then it will be again, that will be high. The read signal that will be high. Now we will consider the T4 T states. For these T4 T states, the higher order address that is unspecified, and this dotted line for this AD7 to AD0, that is basically specify the decoding operations of 8085 microprocessor. Here the decoding operation is going on, and after decoding, microprocessor can understand what kind of operations it have to perform. And here the ALE that will be remain low as T2 and T3, and the read operation already completed, so that will be again high. So this is the opcode fetch operations of any instructions. So first, in any kind of instructions, we have to fetch the opcode. So we have to use this kind of instructions machine cycles. I mean opcode fetch machine cycles. Next, the memory read machine cycles. To execute these machine cycles, we need 3 T states to execute a 8-bit of data. Means if you want to read 8-bit of data, then we need 3 T states. So T1, T2 and T3 is used here. Similarly, we have to address the data that is stored into the address that I already discussed. We have to address the data. So that's why the data that will be, address that will be placed into the address bus from the program counter, and after addressing the data, that can be transferred by the data bus to the microprocessor operations, any kind of operations. So now, in case of memory read machine cycle, for the first T states, a higher order address that will be placed into the higher order address bus, and lower order address that will be placed into the multiplex lower order address data bus, and the ALE at that time, ALE that will be high. And this is a memory related operations, that's why IO/M bar that will be equal to 0. And in case of memory read operations, as we know, the status signal that will be equal to 1 0 means 0 1 0. So here also that will be equal to S1 is equal 1 and S0 that will be equal to 0. So for that first state, no read operation is going on, so that's why that will be high. And after that, we will consider T2 and T3 T states. At that time, the higher order address that will remain same, but the lower order address now behave like a data bus, and the data that will be placed into the data bus, so means the read operation is going on. So that means the read signal that will be low. So that is the operations, or that is the memory read machine cycles by which a 8-bit of data that can be read from a memory. Next, memory write machine cycles, that is same as the read machine cycles, but here the write operation is going on. For the first T states, higher order address that will be placed into the higher order address bus, lower order address that will be placed into the lower order multiplex address data bus, and at that time the ALE will be high to behave like a lower order address bus, and here the IO/M bar that will be equal to 0, as because this is a memory related operations, but this is a write operation, memory write operations, so that's why that will be equal to S1 is equal 0 and S0 is equal 1. So that's why here S1 is equal 0 and S0 is equal 1, and for the first state no write operation is going on, so that's why that will be high. And now we will consider T2 and T3 T state, where the data that will be placed into the data bus. So ALE that will be low into this for this T2 and T3, and the data is placed here means the data that will be written into that will write into a memory. So that's why the write operation is going on. So that's why write signal that will be low for these two T states, T2 and T3. This is the memory write operations by which the memory that can be 8-bit of memory that can be write into a particular memory or address. Next is the IO read machine cycles. This is input output operations. So means input output devices is connected with a microprocessor, and so here similarly we have to address this particular device. So that's why the higher order address that will be placed into the higher order address bus, as well as the lower order address that will be placed into the lower order address bus in case of memory mapped IO technique. But in case of input output mapped IO technique, either the lower order address or higher order address 8-bit of address bus that will be used, and the ALE at that time that will be high, and ALE that will be high, and then it will behave like a lower order address bus, and this is a memory input output related operation, that's why that will be equal to 1. So now if we try to find out the status, then for the IO read operations that will be 1 1 0, means S1 is equal 1 and S0 is equal 0. So that's why that will be equal to, this is a memory write operation, so that's why that will be equal to, this is a memory write operation, so that's why that is equal to 0 and 1. So here that S1 is equal to 0 and S0 is equal to 1. And next we will consider T2 and T3 T states, where the data that will be placed into the data bus, and this is nothing but a write operation is going on, so that's why that will be low, the write signal that will be low, and the ALE that will be low for this T2 and T3. So this is the overall IO write machine cycles by which the write operations that can be done, input output write operations that can be done. Next, I'm just going to discuss on instructions, that is timing diagram of MVI B, 225H. So as we know, different instructions of 8085 microprocessor, basically it may be 2-byte instructions, it may be 1-byte instructions, it may be 3-byte instructions, and to operate these instructions we need one or multiple machine cycles. So that's why in case of any instructions we need a single machine cycles, in case of any instructions we need a multiple machine cycles. But for this particular instructions MVI B, 25H, it means basically 25 that will be stored into B. So this is a 2-byte of instructions, and to operate it we need 2 machine cycles. First is a opcode fetch machine cycle, and second one is a memory read machine cycles. So in these instructions, MVI B is a operational code and 25 is a 8-bit of data. and its operational code 06, that is the hexadecimal data that is stored into 2000, and 25, that is the 8 bit of data that is stored into the next address, that is 2001. So now these overall operations of MBI B, 25H, that can be understood by this diagram, where first we have to address the operational code that is stored into 2000. So the program counter that will place its address into the address bus. As we know, the address bus of 8085 microprocessor is divided into two parts. One is a higher order address and another one is a lower order multiplex address data bus. So the higher order address 20 that will be placed into the higher order address bus, and the lower order address 00 that will be placed into the multiplex address, lower order multiplex address data bus. Now this is behave like an address bus because at that time the ALE that will be high, and now the address 2000 that will be faced, and the data 06 now that will be placed into the data bus. So means the reading operation is going on, so means the data that will be placed into the instruction register through internal data bus, and now from the instruction register it will come into the instruction decoder. So after that the instruction that will be decoded by the instruction decoder, and the microprocessor can understand what it have to perform basically. So basically here the next data that we have to read from the memory, and that will be stored into the B. So next, as this operation is going on, as 2000 is placed into the address bus, then the program counter that will hold 2001. So after the opcode phase operations, the 2001 that will be placed into the address bus, and similarly the addressing done, and 25 that will be placed into the data bus, and the data that will come through the data bus, and that will form the through the internal data bus it will come and it will be copied into B. So that is the overall operations, and that can be understood if we write the timing diagram, or if we draw the timing diagram. So here the timing diagram, this is basically to operate we need two machine cycles, as I already discussed. One is opcode phase machine cycle, and second one is a 8-bit memory read we have to do. So that's why memory read machine cycles we need. So as we know that to fetch the opcode we need 4 T states, T1, T2 and T3, T4. So in case of fast T states, first we need to address. So the 20, that is the higher order address, that will be placed into a higher order address bus, and 00, that is the lower order address, that will be placed into the lower order address bus. At that time the ALE that will be high to separate the address and as well as data bus. So basically now this is behave like a lower order address bus, and now here the status signals IO/M bar that will be equal to 0, as because this is a memory related operation, and S1 that will be equal to 1 and S0 that will be equal to 1, that I already discussed. And here for the fast T state no read operation and no write operation is going on, so that's why these two signals that will be high. Now we will consider T2 and T3 T states, and for these two T states the higher order address that will be remain same, but the multiplex lower order address data bus now behave like a data bus, as ALE is low here. So now the data 06 that will be placed here, and at that time the read operation is basically going on as data is placed into the data bus. So the read signal that will be low, active low. Now no write operation is going on, so that's why that will be remain high. Now we will consider T4 T states. At this T states higher order address that is unspecified, but in case of lower order multiplex data bus, the dotted line basically represents the decoding operations, and at this time the ALE that will be remain same, means low, and the read operation already completed in the previous T state, so that will be high again, and no write operation is going on, so that's why that will be remain throughout high. So this is the opcode phase operations. After that the 8-bit of data, that is 25, that will be read from the memory and that will be sent to the B, means that will be copied into the B registers. So now for the fast T state the addressing 20 that will be placed into the higher order address, and 01 that will be placed into the lower order address, and at that time ALE that will be high, and IO/M bar that will be equal to 0 as it is memory related operation, and S1 that will be equal to 1 and S0 that will be equal to 0 as because this is a memory read operations. So now for the first stage no read and write operation is going on, that's why that will be high. And in case of T2 and T3 T states, that data 25 that will be placed into the data bus, so that's why read operation is going on. So the read signal that will be low for this for 2 T states, and no write operation is going on, so that's why that will be high T states. So this overall operation that can be drawn into this picture, so that is called the timing diagram of MDI-B25H. So next I am just going to discuss the timing diagram of STA2050H. So this is 3-byte instructions. STA has a opcode 8-bit data that will be stored into our address, that is 42FFH, and the lower order address 50 that is stored into 4300H, and higher order address 20 that will be placed into the 4301 address. And here basically the accumulator is stored 10H of data. Basically this operation is basically the content of A that will be sent to this address 2050 address. So now we will try to find out the machine cycles of these instructions. To operate it we need 4 machine cycles. First is the opcode fed machine cycles, and to read this address and these 2 8-bit of data that is stored into these 2 locations, so that's why we need 2 memory read machine cycles, and finally the content of the accumulator that will be write into this address, so that's why we need a memory write machine cycle last. So these are the 4 machine cycles that we require to operate these instructions. So first we will try to explain the opcode fetch machine cycles. For here, as we know, to opcode fetch we need 4 T states. So for the first T states, the higher order address 42 that will be placed here, and FF that will be placed into the multiplex lower order address data bus, and ALE at that time that will be high for the addressing, and read and write operation is not going on, so that's why that will be high. So here for the opcode fetch, the IO/M bar S0 S1 that will be equal to 0 1 1 as I already discussed. So now next we will consider T2 and T3 T states. So here the higher order address that will remain so same, that is 42H, and now this is behave like a data bus, lower order address data bus. Now the data that is 32H, that is a opcode operational code that will be placed here, and at that time the ALE that will be low because this is behave like a data bus now, and at that time read operation is going on, so that's why that will be low, and no write operation is going on, so that will be remain same, means high. Now we will consider T4 T states, where this one is an unspecified one, and this dotted line basically specify the decoding operation is going on for the T4 T states, and ALE that will be remain low, and the read operation is already completed, that's why the read signal that will be high and write signal that will be remain high. So this is the opcode fetch of STA. Now next is a lower order address that we have to fetch first, then the higher order address. So here the lower order address 50 that is stored into 4300. So here the 43 that is the higher order address that will be placed into the T5 T states, means the first T states of memory read, first memory read machine cycles of these instructions, and next is the 00H that will be placed into the lower order address. So here the ALE at this time that will be high to behave like a lower order address bus, and no read write operation is going on, so that's why that will be remain high. So now here the status signal I0/M bar S0 S1 that will be equal to 001, that is as it is memory read operations. So now for the T2 and T6 and T7 T states of the first memory read machine cycles, the data that will be placed into the data bus. Now here the lower order multiplex address data bus now behave like a data bus. So 58 that will be placed into the data bus, and the higher order address that will be remain same. So now the ALE that will be low into this section, basically as because this is operated as data bus, and here the read operation is going on, that's why that will be low, and no write operation is going on, so that's why that will be high. So similar operation is going on in case of next memory read machine cycles. Here we again we need 3 T states, and the higher order address port 3 that will be placed into the higher order address bus, and the lower order address 01 that will be placed into the lower order address data bus, and the data that will be 28 that will be placed into the that is the lower order address data that will be placed into the data bus, so that the address that can be read from port 301. And here the similar operation is of first memory read is going on. Next, after the address, the data after the reading the after fetching the address, the data from the accumulator that will be sent to this 2050 H address means the write operation that will be that will happen. So that's why here to write a memory 8-bit of memory or 8-bit of data into a memory, we need 3 T states, that is T11, T12 and T13. So here the higher order address is 20 and the lower order address is 58 is placed here. Here the data that is stored into the accumulator that will be placed into the data bus, and when the data from the accumulator placed into the data bus, at that time the write operation is going on, so that's why the write signal that will be low, but here no write operation is going, read operation is going on, so that will be remain high. So this is the overall operations by which the content of the accumulator that will be sent to the 2050H. So this is the overall operations of STA. Now I am just going to discuss the in operations, that is in FFH. Now in case of in FFH, this is basically a 2 byte of instructions. So the hexadecimal code of this operation in is DB, that is stored in 4300H, and next data, that is FFH, that is the port address by which the data can be read from the input output devices. So this FFH that will be stored into the 4301H. So to operate it, we need 3 machine cycles. First is the opcode fetch machine cycles, then we have to read the port address, that is FFH, then the data from the port address that will be stored into the accumulator. So input output read operation that will be happen. So this is the overall operations. So now first we will try to understand the opcode fetch operations. So here we need 4 T states, T1, T2, T3 and T4 T states, where the higher order address 43 that will be placed into the higher order address bus, and lower order address 00 that will be placed into the lower order address bus, and the data DB that will be placed into the data bus. At that time the read operation that will happen, so the read signal that will be low at this time, and no write operations is going on throughout this opcode phase, so that will remain high. And at the T4 T states, this dotted line basically represents the opcode, instruction decoder decoding is going on, means the instruction decoder that will decode the instructions means DB, and here this dotted line basically unspecified for the higher order address bus, and here the ALE that will be remain low, and read signal that will be high, because the read operation is already completed in the previous T stage T3, and no write operation is going on, so that will be remain high. So here the status of this particular opcode phase is 011 for the IO/M bar S0S1 that I already discussed. Next we have to read the FFH that is stored into 4301. So higher order address 43 that will be placed into the higher order address bus, and 01 that will be placed into the lower order address bus, and the data FF that will be placed into the data bus. At that time the read operation that will happen, so at that time the read signal that will be low, and otherwise no write operation is going on throughout the cycle, so that will write signal that will be remain high. So here the status signal IO/M bar S0S1 that will be 001. Now next operation is basically the data from FFH that will be stored into the accumulator. Now data is say 20H, that 20H data that will be stored into the accumulator. So now here the port address that will be placed into the higher order as well as lower order address, and data that will be placed into the data bus, and at that time the read operation is basically going on. So here the read signal is low for T9 and T10 T states, and IO/M bar S0 S1. The status signal will be 101 for the IO read operations. So in these instructions INFFH, the data, say the 20, that will be stored into the accumulator through this port address FFH. So I already discussed different types of instructions, timing diagram in STA and MBI. So by 8085 microprocessors has 74 numbers of instructions, and each instruction has different timing diagram, and that can be drawn. Thank you.